a lot of our communities find themselves in. So we feel like family is the beginning of the antidote to getting past some of the challenges we have to people in this day and time in this society. So that's why family is becoming a clarion call around the country for African people, and I think it's well needed and well overdue.
And one thing I'm always curious about, for years I've been interviewing elders and, formally and informally, I'll meet elders and find out they've been married for like 50 years or 40 years or 30 years, or I met a couple that had been married for 70 years on Megabus.
Wow.
They were the most adorable couple who were Ghanaian and from the United States. And so I'm always curious how they were able to create those unions. But then I'm also interested in how individuals are inspired in their relationships or inspired to find relationships. So I was curious, who inspires you in terms of what you're looking for?
Absolutely. So when I think about love and relationships, my parents and my grandparents are the biggest examples for me. My parents have been married for 39 years.
Oh, wow.
And before I lost my grandfather, my grandparents have been married for over 50 years.
Wow.
And I was recently asked what the word love means to me, and I wasn't able to articulate it because I have a vision, and I think about my parents and how they treat each other and how they love and support each other.
Yeah.
And I think if I'd spent some time thinking about it to articulate it, I could. But when I think about love, I just think about the example that they have provided for me, a lifetime of examples that they have given me and are continuing to give me as they grow older. And now there's different ways that they're loving each other as they have grandchildren now.
Oh, wow.
So I would say that my immediate family is the biggest influence on how I think about love and relationships.
That's interesting. I think it's the same for me. I mean, we went to an event recently, and my parents were just sitting in the audience, and they were brought up and they were put in front of this room full of people and said, this is, the consummate example. Excuse me, I'm getting choked up thinking about it. But this is the consummate example of a warrior elder couple. And that really inspires me. And it's just like, wow. And just looking at how they have raised a family together. I'll tell people, I've only seen my parents argue one time in my life, and I think it was in like 6th grade, and it was, and it wasn't even, they just stopped talking to each other for like a week, and we didn't know what was going on. But, then they came back together, and when you hear my father talk about it, he says that, what they put at the forefront in the heart of their relationship was the understanding that nothing was more important than their family, Black love and Black liberation. And as long as they were on the same page together with that, there was nothing that could really infiltrate their relationship and their family. And, looking at them and the fact that, we go places and they'll sit in the back seat together sometimes and hold hands. And my dad is like, he's not a joke. But to see in a brother someone who is scholarly and understands Black liberation from the book learning part, but then to also see it implemented in the practical way that it's supposed to, which is through a family, is, I think, what inspires me and what I aspire to find, so that, when I think of myself as a wife, I want to be able to amplify all the amazing qualities in him, and I want a brother who can amplify all the amazing qualities in me, so that we can build together.
Interesting. Good question. I wasn't fortunate enough to be raised in a situation like you guys. I come from a single family home, raised by my mother, but always had a lot of uncles and aunts and grandparents and all those kind of people around.
Community.
So I came to understand really early that family was important. It wasn't until later in life, in my consciousness years, in my late teens and early 20s, where I began to understand the primacy of not just family, but also the primacy of marriage and family as well. And through some cultural things and learning some things about, our history and our culture and our struggles. And also seeing, too, the historical, being a history major at one point, also seeing the historical arc of families throughout all societies, all cultures, all peoples. That's the one constant you see in all society, every group in the world, that there's a primacy on family. It's a primacy on keeping the family lineage together, on preserving the name, on being the next generation, the next part of this legacy of this thing we're building. And noticing those things, it gave me a keen insight into, like we said, that you want to perpetuate yourself, it's through your family. They say that if you want to predict the future, you create it. And only way you create your future is through your family.
Wow.
So.
When I was in Ghana, someone said something that really resonated with me. I don't really have baby fever. I know there are a lot of single women, and not knocking it. I'm thankful I don't, because it sounds like it's a lot. But
And single men get it too. I'm just trying to let you.
what'd you say?
Single men get it too.
Yeah. So I'm thankful. Like, I mean, someone said it's like a physiological urge.
Oh, wow.
And so, but when I was in Ghana, someone said to me, because I was like, well, if I don't meet anyone, I would prefer to not have children. Like, I really see children, like, I don't really see having children just by myself. I see it, the children should be a reflection of me and the brother who I want to see, recreated. And someone said that she's from Tanzania, and she said, your having children is what you do when you want to ensure that your parents are continued in this world. And that if you really appreciate and love and want your parents' energy to continue, then it's your obligation to have children. And I was like, whoa, which just, I mean, it just put it in a different context, because then it's not just about you. It's about, your I wouldn't say obligation. I would say commitment to community and commitment to the values. And it also made me think about a brother who, one time I had thought about, this whole concept of having children and how horrible the world is. There's just so much going on politically and socially and culturally and economically, and there's just so much devastation and negativity. And I was just like, how do you bring a child into that? And he made a really good point. Excuse me, I get choked up a lot. But he made a really good point. He was like, you're a really good person. And if really good people don't understand the importance of creating children, then you're letting all of those negative things take over, because those people are fine, creating children and having families and continuing on that. And again, it's more about commitment to the values you believe in, to say, I want to help create more people who think like me and believe in what I believe in, and who will be able to change the world and make it a better place. And that all starts with Black love, Black relationships, Black families, Black communities, Black-owned businesses. All of these things start with that.
You're also creating the next generation of Black love. So as we get together and we have children, we want our children to meet each other and find each other and have children. So the more of us who get together and procreate, the stronger our community and that the foundation can continue to grow.
Right. Agreed. I agree.
So about the event, what are y'all most excited about?
It's hard for me to list one thing that I'm excited about, because I'm excited about the entire portion of it. But if I had to pick just one thing, I'm really excited about the gala. I'm looking forward to dressing up.
I'm going over the top. I'm actually my parents are in Ghana, and I got measured, and I'm having a dress made in Ghana right now for the gala, and I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I did ask them to make it a little smaller because I want to be a different size when I put it on.
Find
But,
Black Love Fitness Challenge.
Right. So I'm doing a BB Toomey Casa Fitness Challenge, and I'm like, it's on. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay.
What about you, Akundaya? What are you most excited about?
The thing I'm most excited about is, and I'm excited about a lot of times I go to conferences and things nowadays in this social media reality, is putting names with faces. Meeting people and talking to people face to face that you meet online or meet in different venues, different internet venues, different online venues. I'm excited about that, meeting all these great people, meeting all, all these beautiful people and making connections and talking and talking in person and, growing this thing that we're building around love and around family and relationships. I'm looking forward to that the most. I always look forward to that.
Yeah.
It's always the most exciting part of everything right now.
I'm looking forward to feeding off of the energy that is going to come from all of us coming together and the things that will manifest from us being purposeful and intentional in this event.
I'm looking forward to something that somebody said. She said that my parents are also her inspiration because, similar to what you said, Ekundayo, she said she didn't grow up in a house with a father, and seeing my parents has really inspired her to know what the potential is for Black love.
Right.
And I'm excited that they are an elder couple that is central in this, and I had the opportunity to interview them on Connect TV for Let's Buy Black 365, and as they were talking about some of the tips and things they had, I learned things that I didn't know about them. And I was like, wow, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. A lot of what I know about is just from out observing, but some of the intentional things that they do together that, you just see the results of, you don't see the behind the scenes of. I'm excited to learn from them and other elder warrior couples, how do you do it and how do you maintain it for, in my parents' case, 45 years and still be in love and still build businesses together and still, enjoy it, and to be better together.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's truly amazing.
Yeah.
It's truly amazing.
So.
What is something that you believe that you're going to work on? Nataka, we already know that you're going to be doing the fitness challenge.
Yes.
But what are some things that you are planning to work on as we lead up to this event?
And before you answer that, I do want to say that one of my favorite things, not at the event, but that was included, is that when you register, there are some self-development things that are suggested just to put yourself in the space where you're receptive to meeting a compliment. And I'm using that as a personal guide, and the fitness jumped out at me. But yeah, Kundayo, what about you?
What am I looking forward to working on the most between now and then? I think you kind of said it, being more receptive, being more open, being more, how do I say, just the ability to meet sisters and just talk and begin to, to feel things out and not so be so, sometimes we can be so, we have so many, we can be so black and white sometimes. And so critical even sometimes of people, overly critical, especially in the beginning, without really knowing them. So just getting to know people and taking it slowly and get to know people and put yourself out there and being vulnerable, because I think love is best expressed through vulnerability. Now, I don't think you can have true love or true understanding if you don't have vulnerability. So, being open, that's the thing I'm going to work on the most. Continue to work on. That's something I'm trying to work on now, but continue to work on that aspect of myself. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, I don't think I could have answered that question any better, because that's exactly what I was planning to say, working on openness and being vulnerable. And it's hard, especially with a stranger, right? Trusting
Yeah.
someone that you don't necessarily know to create something beautiful.
Right.
So that is
Right, right.
definitely something that I plan to work on